Okay, is that better? Yes,
Yep,
now it's
going,
recording. Is this their correct
Yeah, everything else
volume?
is
Okay. Everyone's like, oh, Jared's here to rescue her. Sorry, guys. I saw you saying that my mic was muted, and I thought that you were just referring to the fact that at the very first few seconds of the stream, it was muted. So sorry it took me a minute to catch on to that. But yeah, we got it all set up now. Thank you, Jared. For some reason, whenever I like unplug things, it resets all the settings. It's really frustrating because I have to constantly go back to them and change them. But, okay, we're ready to start now. Sorry about that. I guess I'll give my brief explanations again, which is that I've done some work off camera, including putting snaps in these guys and then, like, kind of wet molding them into these new positions so that they, like, stay. But these were originally the flat pieces that we have been working on. And so this is where we're at. Oh, the other thing I did was I put some Velcro on the backs of these guys, which are going to be the like thigh pad things, where the thigh straps intersect with them. And so I put some Velcro on the inside. I'm going to put a matching piece of Velcro on my pants so that they stay up, and hopefully that will keep everything in position. Anyway. So as I was trying to say that you couldn't actually hear me, this is the harness that I bought. This is like the cheap one that was from Amazon, and I've made some modifications to it, but I'm basically going to be using it as a pattern tonight so that I can cut the leather straps that I've prepared to length and all of that. So that's what's going on now. Yeah. And I've got a couple different places I could start. Oh, these are the, like, pseudo metal things that are about to become this. And these need to be stitched on. So it's going to be a lot of, like, cutting and hand stitching to assemble all of this. But, there we go. That's what I've got planned. I'm really excited to be finally putting this together because I've been doing all of this preparation in, like, little steps. And now finally I can, like, make it look like a thing. This is the exciting part. Well, thank you guys for the kind words in the chat about my progress photos so far. I'm glad that, you know, that's exciting to you. Here's kind of what I've got going on for myself. I posted photos of this, but this is my version. I guess I'll just put it down in here. It looks quite a bit different. Well, it looks pretty similar, but the quality of the materials are a lot thicker and sturdier and heavier in general. So that's what this is right now. Oh, I was just getting distracted by the chat. I was like, what are you guys talking about? You're talking about Loaderbot. Alright, well, so be it. So yeah, I'm pretty much ready to start cutting these front straps, only I've been a little bit nervous about doing that, so let's give it a go. Well, I guess this doesn't have to actually be pulled out yet. So this is what we have. I am changing the way that this front joint is connected because originally on this harness they had a straight piece. Well, this is what it is. I like folded it and kind of put everything in a new position. But it's a straight piece that is just intersected like this. And this is terrible because this is not what it needs to look like. It's not what it looks like in the show. It's not what it looks like in the manga. And it's not what it needs to look like to fit on the human body. So this needs to be like a 3-point connection and not like a T intersection. And so with that in mind, I went ahead and cut these. And they're taped together. And I've kind of devised a plan for how I'm going to reconstruct them. But basically, the top piece will be the center bar that'll have like a triangular tip, and that's going to cover up the place where the others two meet, and then they'll have a backing piece as well. So that's my plan. We'll see how this goes. I have some scraps over here that I might end up using. And the way that I'm going to approach this is I just have some of this leather weld glue. This is like a white glue that's really easy to use, and it grips almost instantly for the leather pieces, and they'll stick together. And then at that point, that'll create a temporary hold, and then I can punch through all layers and stitch it by hand using my stitches, my stitching hole punches. That's what I'm trying to say. Miss Katie girl, you can go look at my Instagram post. I posted exactly about that earlier. I'm making one that's much, much higher quality. These are pretty gross and pretty made out of shady leather. So I'm making my own version just because I want it to be better. And also because I'm a person who does a lot of leather work, and I take pride in my leather work, and I want to continue to explore and get better at that. And so I'm just not going to settle for not good leather. Okay. So I'm actually just going to take this whole strap out. And so my approach here is going to be to cut as little as possible and always make the largest pieces first, so that I'm conserving leather and like kind of continuing in a logical way, which I will elaborate on as I go. But like I'm starting to cut the longer pieces of the harness and not little tiny pieces, because if you start with the longest ones, and you won't end up, like, you can use the scraps to make the smaller pieces, but if you start by cutting all of your long strips into tiny little pieces, you might get to the end and then discover that you don't have enough long pieces left to make the pieces that need to be the longest. So there is a logical progression here. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. I'll mirror that on the other side. Mike the TV, thank you for following. Also Lister, or Leister, thanks for following. Also Utah Life Wiz and Mega Blazikinorus and Mastiff have all followed recently, so thank you guys for the follows. Alright. Who's that guy? Oh, that's right. This is just all gonna slide off if I take that down. Queen has followed, as well as Jack Archer X. Thanks, guys, for coming by. Well, thanks, Katie. Dr. Kantras is asking me, have I considered donating my hair? Why would I donate my hair? I like it. Like, I mean, thank you for the compliment on my hair. They're saying that I have gorgeous hair. Why would I donate my hair if I like it? I mean, I appreciate that. I guess I could give it to someone else, but yeah, I don't know why I would do that. Kuhn is asking about where to find patterns. I'm sorry, I don't have a great resource for patterns. You can just search for holster patterns, and that will, you'll probably find some pattern libraries that have various things you can use as a starting point. But yeah. Danny, I'm glad that you're enjoying Attack on Titan. She says that this is her first watch through of Attack on Titan. Yeah, it's intense. There's a lot of like interesting changes and twists and things like that happen. But I like the show, obviously. Okay, so I guess maybe I should have just cut that to length first and then use the rest of the strap. Let's see how that goes. I am gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna take this off. Just forget that. We're just gonna lay them both out here. And hopefully not make a huge, bigger mess than I already have. So there you go. This is a pretty significant difference between the two. My gray leather ended up being darker, but then actually going back and looking at the show and like rewatching some episodes, I think this color is a little bit closer to accurate. So, you know, that's fine with me. And then it has this undercolor just because I wanted to layer it. I had a heavy I had a heavy gray suede that I'm using for this portion. And it was nice, but I still wanted it to be thicker so that it wouldn't buckle or wrinkle when it's on the body. So I just layered it over another like upholstery leather that I have, and so that's why it has this like interesting two-tone effect. But there you go. Hey kitten, glad to see you with us. Feel free to just, continue lurking. Alright, cool. So yeah, I am gonna go back to just cutting this because I know that this is the correct length. So to do that, I need to undo everything. Miss Katie is asking, how practical is this design from like a standpoint of like, do they really need this much strapping? It's hard to say. Like, first of all, I think that the 3D maneuver gear in general, like, in order to appreciate that, you kind of have to suspend your disbelief in its functionality to a certain degree. Like, I mean, just the idea that humans are like using hook shots to move that quickly and not ripping their own bodies apart is pretty impressive and maybe not extremely realistic. I'm gonna make this a little bit longer just in case. Although this particular piece doesn't need to be attached to anything else. It goes through another slide like that. But anyway, so with that in mind, I don't think that the straps are the least realistic part of the equipment. Loaderbot, thank you so much. Donated $10 saying, I hope this goes to the iced latte fund. Thank you very much, Loaderbot. You know that it will. I am always getting iced lattes, so I will certainly put that to use. I appreciate that. Yes, the straps look good in the anime, and Katie's asking how long they take to put on. They literally took me like an hour to put on at the convention where I wore this costume before. So, at least that long. Now, I'm sure that if you were wearing this every day as part of your uniform, you would get much, much faster at it. But for a novice like me, it took a little bit longer. Fallen Angel Cosplays, thank you for the follow, as well as I watch Aramanga Sensei. Thank you for the follow. That's a good name. Very good. Hey, Travelsome. Okay. There we go. Those are the two that I need, and these are now extra straps. Great. Cool. Which way do these need to go? Make sure I put them back the right way. I guess bear with me here while I reorient myself. This one goes here. Hello, Adam Bomb, welcome. And also Eric Tendo, welcome. So yeah, everything's pretty much on track for Anime Expo, except I think it's really unlikely that the jackets are gonna make it, which is totally fine. I'm putting my effort right now into just the Attack on Titan harness, so that at the very least we can wear the costumes, because I didn't think that the jackets would be ready necessarily on time to begin with, so it's really no big loss. I'm going to try to work on them if I get to that point, but I'm going to prioritize getting everything else for the costume done first. And it's also fine if we don't have jackets, because I think it'll be pretty hot, and it'll cover up the beautiful harnesses that I'm spending all of my time on, so... Alright, cool. So this can go back. I wanted to keep this purchased harness like functional. I didn't want to actually destroy it, so that now I'll have an extra one in case I need that. Like, I don't know, for other people to use, I guess. I'm an enabler, so I just always want everyone to cosplay with me. And if there's anybody I know that like is on the fence about it, I'm always like, no, please. Here's everything that you need. We'll make this costume happen. Alright, so there's that. And those have now been cut to shape. This is the next one, which is going to be this strap here that connects from this side. And I'm going to cut these out of the remainder of the pieces that I just cut off of here. Jared's tweeting about me. How dare he? So supportive. I hate it. Hey, K Astri is here. Yeah, it is supposed to be cooler this year at AX. I'm very excited about that, and I really hope it doesn't change. But even so, I know that over the course of a whole day, it would probably be uncomfortable to wear a leather jacket. But if I can make it happen, I will. I just don't know if I can at this point. I'll do my best. Queen is asking if I recommend the burnish attachment for the Dremel. I actually don't have one. Are you talking about like a pre-made, like purchased, like Dremel brand, like attachment? Because if that exists, I would love to get one. I didn't know that that existed. I figured if I wanted that, I would have to like put something together myself. Big Puppy Stewart is asking if I've considered making a full leather hauberk. I don't know how that's spelled or how that's pronounced. I don't take commissions, and I'm not trying to sell my work. The rest of the question is people will pay a lot of money for that. Well, thank you for the suggestion, but that's not what I'm trying to do right now with my life or my time. So for that reason, I would say no. I have considered making things that I enjoy, and that's what I spend my time and efforts on. So that's all. Yeah, right now I have a pretty hefty to-do list of things that will be made in the future, so it makes me less able to just like do random things that are suggested, unfortunately. But I want to keep always working on different things and showing a variety of techniques and stuff. Alright, so now these two are ready to connect from that side. I'm going to cut them to length as well. So this is the reason that I prepared all the straps beforehand and now I'm cutting everything to length, is because I didn't want to have to puzzle everything together if I like cut specific pieces before dyeing and edging and all of that. Just like the process of like labeling and making everything a mirror image and making sure that I'm like reassembling it in all the correct ways would have been a huge hassle and opened up the possibility of making mistakes, or more mistakes. It gives you way more opportunities to make mistakes, I guess is what I'm saying. So for that reason, I just prepared a ton of straps beforehand, and now all I have to do is just cut and assemble them, and they're like ready to go. So I'm hoping that this is like relatively straightforward. Big Puppy Stewart is asking if I make my own props like the Zero Suit pistol. No, the Zero Suit pistol was made by my friend Kyle, who goes by Cute Monster Props and or Cute Monster Cosplay. And I do credit my prop makers in every photo that I post. So if you see photos somewhere of me and I posted it, it should have the name of anybody who created anything else that I'm wearing or that I have with me in that costume, in that photo. Hello. Hello, new people. All right, here we go. This is gonna be a little bit trickier to put together. I prepared some like little scraps of leather over here that I'm gonna use as like a bottom layer, I guess, so that I have something to glue it to. Is that the correct one? That's what I want. So this is just like the thinnest stuff that I had that I thought would actually be helpful. I'm trying to avoid having like tons of layers right here, but it will have an additional layer over both pieces that is connecting everything. So I think it'll be fine. Shin Reska, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Kayatri, for the kind words about the straps. Adam Baum is asking what my next project is after this. Well, I've still got Celica going on. So that's the one that we will continue working on in the stream. Otherwise, I don't really announce things ahead of time, unless it's something that I'm like currently pursuing, just because I don't like having a lot of like unfinished projects that are ongoing at the same time. I don't like making a lot of promises in advance since things change so frequently. And right now, I just like turned this over twice. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to clean that up. Right now, my life is in turmoil because I'm potentially going to be moving. Well, I am definitely moving within the next couple of months. And it's an unexpected and unwanted move for both of us. So, yeah. That was a long and personal answer, but basically I don't have any announcements for future projects right now. Katie is asking, did I pay for the prop? Yes, I pay for everything that I get from other people. Yeah, none of my props were gifted to me. Nobody is like paying me to do this. Everything that I have paid, everything that I have that was made by another artist has been purchased. Yeah, I just commission other artists. So, yes, I won't tell you the exact rate because that's not fair to the prop maker because things are always changing. And if you commissioned the same thing from him today, it would probably be more than I paid at the time. But you can find props in a huge range of prices based on who made it and what it's made out of and how well and all of that. Adam Palm is asking me if I can sing. Not well. What does that have to do with anything? Hello, Rianchi. Avivivial is saying, didn't you guys move there just last year? Yes, we did. And we moved into a house that we are extremely happy with, and we just found out that the people who we are renting it from want to sell it and want us out immediately and are not going to be cooperative in allowing us to live here. So, yeah, we've you know, I think we've been pretty good tenants. We've never had any issues with them, and now suddenly we are being forced to leave. And so that's what I've been really upset about for this past, like, week, I guess, or weekend. I've mentioned variously that, you know, I'm not doing well right now. And that is why. That's what we have going on. So I don't want to be a downer, but, you know, that's what I'm thinking about. How did I do this? These are all the same. There we go. That's what I want. Well, thank you guys for the kind words about the move. Yeah, we don't know where we're gonna go. We don't know if we're gonna stay in LA or if we're gonna go to another state altogether, and so everything is up in the air right now. And so that's one of many reasons why I just can't plan in advance for my next projects, and that's you know, incredibly frustrating because there's a lot that I want to do, and there's a lot that I wanted to do to like improve the stream setup that I have here and the things that we have going on, and now suddenly I'm losing all of my workspace. So yeah, I've been really, really sad about it. Let's talk about something else. All right. These are now like tentatively glued together. I am going to also clip them, which I didn't bring my clips over here. Char's asking me if Jared's new friendship dice, the D&D dice that he has, if they are as pretty in real life as they are on the stream, and yes, they very much are. Those are the dice that Holly gave him. And she gave me some too, actually. I just didn't show them to the internet because I don't play any public D&D games. But she gave me some that are solid metal, and they're like rose gold, and they're really, really beautiful. So I cannot wait to get another chance to use them, hopefully soon. So right now, as you can see, I'm using like little scraps of cardboard. These are the inserts that come when you buy like snaps or tools or whatever from Tandy. It's just like cardstock, basically, like really, really like thick paper or thin cardboard, I guess. And I am just using them to disperse the pressure from these little clips, because they have like little nubs on the inside of them, and so if I put this directly on the leather, it would leave an impression, which is not that big of a deal since this is going to be covered anyway. But I'm just using the cardboard to kind of protect that a little bit. So now I'm going to move on to preparing the next stuff. Okay, so now we have two small straps that this is leftover from the straps that we've already cut. Katie's asking what these are called. Yes, they're Wonder Clips. You can get them on Amazon, and they're cheaper on Amazon than they are from other places too. At least in as far as I've seen. Okay, so this strap, these two straps are going to be different in that, what color do I want to use here? There's some color variation in these two. This is fine. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. This is going to have a triangular end. Well, this is not quite a triangle. I forget what the name of this shape is called. It has a specific name, but it's eluding me at the moment. But this is a belt end punch that is going to create a shaped end to our belt, which you'll see in just a moment. Oh, and I need one more thing at the ready. Our edge coater as well. Oh no, this is like dried into a film. Some of my edge coat dried on the wheels, so I'm just trying to like peel up any of the weird parts. Okay, cool. So I just need to like hit any of the cut ends that I do. Oh, my stuff is everywhere. I'm running out of table space, but I'll do my best. So what this does is it coats the ends in the edge coat. So there's like a little well down here that is filled with edge coat, which is like it sounds for coating the edges of things. I just barely got a little bit on the front. So I have used this stuff already along all of the edges of the leather pieces that I'm doing. And so any new fresh cut edges that are going to be visible need to end up getting coated in this edge coat. Luckily it dries really, really quickly, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. So I am going to just start, well, I need 2 of these right now and that's it. And this is going to be like kind of incorporated into the design. There you go. And it creates a really nice shaped tip for you. Now, these tools are also super handy anytime you need to make scales because they come in a variety of sizes and shapes, so you can get ones that are like, have a little bit of a point to them, or others that are just completely round or that have like squared edges. There's a small variety of like different shapes that you can get these in. So they're extremely useful for making like fake feathers or fake scales for various costumes because they cut really, really quickly. All right, so those need to chill out for a minute. And oh, I guess I can do the same thing to these other cut edges, although they're like attached now. I probably shouldn't do it this way, but oh well, here we are. I'll have to give this a minute. All right. All right, I'm gonna take a moment and run and grab my coffee, because now I need to wait just a minute and let the ends kind of dry a little bit before I keep messing with this stuff. Although that's happening very, very quickly. So I'll just leave this right here. And let me go grab my coffee. Alright, I'm back. Black Turtle 19, thank you for following. Alright, I'm a little paranoid that I'm gonna get this edge coat on my beautiful shirt, but I think I'll be okay. So I have some buckles prepared, ready to go. This is gonna be my center front buckle. I'm pretty sure those are all the same size. So I'm just gonna try to lay everything out and kind of get it ready. This is what I want. Okay. So the buckles that I bought are slightly larger than the buckles from the original. I think they're actually like the same width, but just like they're heavier and thicker. The Draconic Royal, thank you for the follow. It's a nice, interesting name. Oh, I need to grab my rivets as well. Rivets and hole punch. Okay. Let me grab those things and we'll give it a minute while this other stuff dries. Just continuing to pile up all of my crap over here next to me, like usual. Alright, so this is my handy rivet box. Got a variety of sizes. I'm going to be using these right here. Potentially these, depending on how thick I need them to be, which are kind of like some antique nickel, I guess is what they're called, finish. Okay, yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you guys like the new buckles. I like them too, but I just think they're so much heavier. But then again, the leather strap can support them. Like, if this were a cheap vinyl, then maybe it would look weird or be too heavy or something. But it's strong enough to be supported, so it's not much of an issue. Now, this one is the one I want the buckle on. And I'm gonna make it a little bit longer because I want to size it to me. When I was wearing this one, it's at like a standard width. And so it ended up being slightly off center, and so I'm gonna put this on at some point tonight and just kind of try it on and check where that falls so that I can make sure it's like hitting at a spot where I want it. But at the very least, I can cut this to be close so I don't have like a ton of extra here. So I know I won't need it to be longer than this, at the very least. I can move that if I do. So that's going to go from that side, and then I'll try it on, kind of move this around, and I can use some clips here. Sorry if I'm missing questions and stuff in the chat tonight. I am trying to focus on this because I need to keep working quickly. It's not as much of a leisurely project at this point. So please forgive me if I miss your question or whatever, if I'm a little bit more focused on staying on task. And as always, make sure you use my name if you're asking me a question so that I'm more likely to see your comment in the chat. But I will try to continue to update and give answers for things that we are like working on. And please feel free to talk about whatever you want to in the chat. But here we go. All right, so that's just temporarily held in place so that I'll have a little bit of opportunity to reposition it. Now this glue should be dry like instantly. And yeah, it is. Cool. Or not instantly, but very, very quickly. This is the position where it needs to sit at to kind of hide the seams. But I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna barely like clip off the corner here. Alright, I'll put these away too. I don't need them out. Sorry, I'm gonna be talking to myself a lot probably because that's what I do when I concentrate. Katie, feel free to ask questions just tonight. Like, I'm happy to answer questions like that. I'm not trying to be, like, private or secretive or whatever. It's just that right now I'm, like, so focused on my work and trying to get as much done as quickly as possible. It would be great if I could do both of these tonight, but that won't happen if I spend my whole time talking about a bunch of other stuff. So I don't mean to, like, not be responsive because I appreciate you guys being here and, like, liking to just chat and stuff. But, I guess what I'm saying is those kinds of questions are better reserved for a different time. Or you could ask me on Tumblr or something like that. I'm trying to get back into getting more of those. Noir Boy is asking if I cosplay for fun sometimes, like just for myself around my house. Absolutely not. No one has time for that. Sorry, it's not a fun answer. No, I am very much focused on crafting most of the time. And it takes me hours to get into costume also. Like, as fun as cosplay is, it's very, like, calculated for me. Oh, I guess I did. So once again, the glue here is just going to create a temporary hold so that it is all stuck together while I punch holes and then stitch it. And once again, I'm just going to use these clips to hold everything down and let that dry in place. Now we'll do the other side. And this one is the full length of the strap right now. Oof, okay. Got a little bit of extra glue on here, which I should have been more careful of, but it's gonna be fine. I can wipe it off. Cool. And once again, I'm clipping these down. Like I said, this stuff grips like very, very quickly, but I still want to like give it a chance to just sit a tiny bit. Okay. This, I'm gonna grab my measuring tape and just measure here. The full length of this is almost 10 inches, but as you can see, I have it folded here, which is where I had it like tucked in on itself. I'm gonna cut it to like 8, and then I'll still have some wiggle room for where I want to position it. Now I'm gonna cut even more actually. I'm just leaving extra margin, but I wanted to get this much of the extra strap out of my way. Cool. Now all of my coated edges should be good by now. They're all dry. Just checking in back with the chat and everything that they've got going on. I'm glad that you guys enjoy these chill streams, as you say. I guess I wish I had picked a piece of the leather that didn't have like a weird impression in it, but it is what it is. That's fine. So I'm gonna have to like put this on and kind of adjust things. But in order to do that, I need a few other straps in place. So, slide that back a little bit, and then once again, go over to this guy. Well, I guess really what I should do is stitch these. Yeah, I'm gonna stitch those so that I'm not continuing to work on something or with something that's not secure. So, let me figure out where my stitching holes are gonna be. Sorry, Firefly Lynn, thank you for the follow. I just got distracted there for a second. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is using my pronged stitching chisel to just like create impressions in the surface of where I want my the general positions of my stitching holes to be. And I'm checking through all of the layers and making sure that I'm not like running over the edge or anything like that. And it's all fine right now. I'm gonna just scoot these straps up so that I have more room to work. And now that I'm happy with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and start punching them. Just gonna start punching. And I should have put beeswax on this. I'm an idiot. Okay, here's my beeswax. So you just drag it over the surface, and it lubricates the cutting tip a little bit, so that now it isn't gonna get stuck, I hope, in the leather. Or at least it makes it a little bit easier to pull out. Yeah, sorry guys, I am in super working mode right now. I appreciate that. Sorry if I'm being unresponsive or less responsive than usual. I'm just trying to like stay focused. So I probably won't be doing as much talking, but I'll try to at least talk through the things that I'm working on. So please, I apologize if I like miss your questions or something like that. We're in crunch time right now. So the more philosophical questions I think are going to have to be saved for another day. Okay, so now we have an outline, if you can see this, of where these stitches are going to go. And let me grab my needles that are over here somewhere still. Alright, got some needles. I've got some black waxed thread over here. Thought about using brown, but I just didn't like the color of brown that I had, or like the, yeah. And then I decided not to. Alright. So I'm never exactly sure how much thread to estimate, but I'd rather overestimate than under. And so I am just like folding this over several times, more than what I know that I will absolutely need. And cutting off a piece like this. The reason why you have to cut it first is because you stitch from both sides. Or you stitch, yeah, from both sides of the thread at the same time. And I have two blunt-tipped needles here. And so I'm going to thread this here on one side, and then thread the other one to the other needle, the other side. And I might need my pliers for this, we'll see. Oh, this is so frustrating. I hate that the thread starts to split rather than go into the eye of the needle. Alright, I think I got it. Maybe I shouldn't celebrate too early. Oh, yep, of course. Of course one of the threads doesn't... Did I almost get it? Okay. Alright, finally, I got this threaded. I'm just gonna cut off that end because it's just worthless now. It's completely unraveled. Alright, I'm trying to flatten out the end a little bit because it's like, there's just too much volume here. It's so difficult to shove through these little needles. Alright, I think I got this one. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Awesome. Finally. Finally, I have my two threads, or my two ends of the same thread now threaded through the two different needles. Okay. So I'm going to start, I guess it doesn't matter where I go in from the back or the front. On this upper corner, you can start at any side of this because the thread is just going to run into itself. And start from the middle. So I've pulled it to where the threads are now even, and I'm going to be stitching from the middle. And pulling it through. This is called a saddle stitch, and the you are basically pushing the needles through the same hole from either direction. And it creates, the thread becomes like a double helix of like weaving in and out of the same holes. Hopefully that is enough of a visual reference for you to understand what I mean. But it's going to be a pretty simple hand stitching process of going back through the same holes to create a really sturdy connection. Oh, hey, Tricky Love. Welcome to the chat. This is my friend Patrick. You guys are talking about Indie PopCon, I see. Unfortunately, I will not be at Indie PopCon. I've gotten that question quite a bit, so in case anyone is wondering, no, I will not be there, but Jared will be there, and all the rest of the boys from Normal Boots will be there. So, hope you guys have fun if you get a chance to go meet them. TK has joined the fray. Thank you for following and joining the fray. Let's see. Cool guy is asking how the project is going. Well, we're currently working on an Attack on Titan harness. It's jangling around. I guess I could just like take this off so I don't have to listen to that. Put that back on in a bit. Everything's going pretty well with it. This is for Anime Expo, so the project that I had going on, which was Celica, is on hiatus for right now, at least until after Anime Expo. And then, kind of depending on how my housing situation ends up going, I may or may not be able to resume that right away. But I'll just try to keep you guys updated based on whatever happens next. Yeah, I have 2 of these things to make, so we'll see if I can get them done in the next couple of days. Luckily, I'm doing Anime Expo from home. I don't have a hotel room down at the con, which is good and bad, but at least in this instance, it's nice because I don't have to, like, stop and pack up all of my stuff. I don't need to spend Thursday, like, packing and traveling. And I can pretty much keep working on this costume until we walk out the door on Sunday morning because we're getting dressed here at the house and then leaving. So I don't normally do cons that way. I don't normally go to a lot of local cons, but with Anime Expo being kind of overwhelming in a lot of different ways, I just wanted to have like a chill from home weekend. And we're really close by, so we can do that. But that's what we've got going on. And so one of the harnesses will be worn by me as Hanji, and one of the harnesses will be worn by Jared as Moblet. And I'm really excited for that, because there are not a lot of Moblet cosplayers in the world, but I'm excited for Jared to be one of them. He was not necessarily stoked about being Moblet. It took a little bit of convincing. I initially pitched the idea, and he was just like, I don't know. And then I went and showed him fan art of Moblet from some of my favorite artists. And I was just like, look, Moblet has fans. Moblet is the unsung hero of Attack on Titan. And I think that he has adopted a new perspective on Moblet now, and he's happy to be Moblet. And I'm happy for him to be Moblet, but it's pretty cute. Hmm. Danny is asking me, is there a website I get my supplies from, or is everything local? Almost everything I get is local, from Tandy Leather. But, like, Tandy has all kinds of franchises all across the country and in other countries. So there's a high chance that there is a Tandy near you. Otherwise, I do order occasionally from Hide House, but I usually go to them for, like, garment leathers and not the tools that you're, or the supplies that you're seeing here today. So almost everything that I'm using in this particular stream came from Tandy. Yeah, and they are my go-to for most of my supplies in general. Okay, so I've reached the beginning. I have now sewn this whole little section, and it looks pretty cute to me. And now all I'm gonna do is go back through probably like 3 stitches worth, and just stitch through the same holes that I've already stitched through. And then when I get to the end, I'm just gonna clip the threads off really tight, and that's gonna be it. But since it's basically like the same principle as back stitching. It is back stitching. That by going through those same holes over again, it's kind of tucking all of the ends in a way they're unlikely to come out. Oh, you know what? I should have done this down the side, but it's too late! I made my choice. Yeah, that would have been more symmetrical, whatever. Yes, okay, sorry, I missed some questions. TK was asking what stitch I'm using, and Red Hat answered saddle stitch, and that is correct. That is what we're doing here. Okay. Alright, so I've done several back stitches, basically, going through the same holes, and that is nice and sturdy feeling and looking. So I'm just going to cut these off down at the base. I'm actually going to use some small snips where I can get in there. So now I have a weird little patch on the back. But stitched through multiple layers here, and it looks pretty good. Cool. So there's that. Now I'm going to slide this back on for now. No, I'm not yet. I changed my mind. Sorry, I'm just trying to envision next steps and what order we're going in. But there's that. I'm going to go ahead and stitch this other side too. I'm going to scoot this guy up. And then once that is stitched, we'll look at the other attachments. And at least I'm going to get like basically this top assembly going. And then at that point, I can try it on and position it on my body and then get a sense of where this front strap needs to connect. And I'll have to do the same thing for the one that Jared's gonna wear, but I'll bring him down here to custom size it for him. Once again, well, I guess I need to take my time to punch, or to plot my holes before I punch anything. I guess well, maybe it's not too dissimilar. I'm just trying to make sure that I make the same choices or in such a way that it's symmetrical in the end. We'll see. TK is asking, what is the ounce, the weight of the back piece? I guess referring to this. This is 2 layers. This is, I don't know the exact ounce. I would say that they're both probably in the 4-ounce range. This was like a heavy suede that's started out white, and then I dyed it. And then this is just like some upholstery leather that I had bought. It was on sale one time, and I like impulse purchased. So yeah, that just ended up going on as the backing because I wanted to make it sturdier. So I just layered them and stitched them on my machine last night. I think they came out pretty well. Hello Tiffy, welcome. Katie is getting lost on my Tumblr. Oh, that's a black hole you might not want to go down. Well, thank you, TK. Yeah, there's a fine stitching line all the way around the outside. Well, I say fine. It's not really fine because it's a heavy-duty thread stitched on an industrial machine. But it does look pretty discreet, I think. I like the little detail that it gives it. Neil Yu has followed. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I don't actually know how you pronounce that. Sorry, I forgot to ask you. My friend Jeremy is watching. Hi, Jeremy. Everyone say hi to Jeremy in the chat. All right, last punch. All right, now I have to prepare another awful thread. Hey, I got pretty close on my guess on that last one too. I didn't have too much waste. Let's see how, that's fine. I'll just toss that over there. So once again, I'm folding this over, just kind of estimating like how many, oh, well, that's the length of it. That's how much I had here, I guess. So that's the length that I get. This is kind of the end of a spool. I have another spool if it comes to that. But, did I put my needles away or did I set them back down? I guess we'll find out later. Okay, good. I'm glad I did not mispronounce it. Or at least, I'm glad that you're accepting my pronunciation. So yes, we are currently stitching this part together, the very front, and then I want to get like the front assembly on, and then I think that's my goal for tonight, is to like get it to the point where I can actually put it on my body and adjust the straps and make sure that it fits. Rolly Meister is asking, what do I call the tool that I'm using for punching the holes? This is a stitching chisel, I believe, and they come in different sizes. This one has 4. This is 2 points and 1 point, and you can get them in a variety of other ones too. Real quick, Skyloft Link, thank you for the follow. So that's what they are called, and you can get them in different sizes for whatever your situational needs are. The ones that have like 5 or 6 tines on there that punch that many holes in a row are kind of a pain in the ass to deal with because they get stuck in the leather and it's so hard to pull them out. So just as a warning, it might be easier to use the smaller ones. There we go. Oh, hello, Lightning Fast. Sorry to hear that you're recovering from surgery, but I'm glad that we can keep you company. No, Red Hat, I'm not using an actual fork. Probably wouldn't go too well as I was hitting it with the mallet. I think that would probably end up damaging my fork. But yeah, it's like a leather fork. Oh no. Yeah, come to my stream and watch me spend 30 minutes trying to thread a needle. Dang it. I think that Tandy changed their thread because when I am using this older thread, you know what, that's a good point. Maybe this one would be easier to thread. No, I doubt it. This looks like it's the same thickness. I got some white stitching thread that was like really, really thin and weird. Charlotte Luna, thank you for the follow. Welcome to our stream. Yeah, you can use a nail to punch holes. I mean, it doesn't, you only get one at a time. It's a little bit more ghetto that way, but you could probably substitute a lot of these tools if you got really creative with it. So leatherwork doesn't have to be like prohibitively expensive, but it's worth investing in the real stuff if you were gonna like really get into it. Oh, please. I've got like two of the three. That's what always happens, is I get like 2 of the 3 strands through the eye of the needle, and then the last one gets stuck and the whole thing just comes apart. Oh wait, I think I got it. Oh my gosh, Danny was just pushing the needle. Well, depending on what kind of leather you're using, that might not be the worst, but for this kind of leather you would not be able to stitch without punching the holes first because it's so thick. So, you know, that's what it takes. Katie said that she saw Celica in GameStop or Game Store and thought of me. That's kind of you. Hopefully I can actually finish that costume and wear it, because that whole project has been ongoing for months, but right now I just don't have like a place to wear it. I was talking about this on a previous stream, but basically like all the cons that I have coming up, either I don't have a handler or it's gonna be like just sweaty and inconvenient or busy. So like there's not a really good time to wear an all leather costume outdoors, especially if I don't have someone to help me like walk around and function in it. So with that in mind, I don't think I'll have an opportunity to even wear a Celica costume until TwitchCon. But that would be a wonderful con to bring her to, because it's TwitchCon and I made the whole costume on Twitch, so that's my new plan. Yeah, sorry, I'm still struggling with this needle. Having to do 2 is also just like a pain in the ass. There we go. I got it, guys. Needle threading hype. Now you don't have to watch me do this anymore. Alright, those are approximately the same distance. Now once again, just picking my starting point and then pulling the thread until I'm starting from the middle. So they are approximately the same distance. Oh, sorry, Charlotte Luna. Nightbot hates caps. He's very aggressive. Yeah, shout out to everyone who's going to TwitchCon. I'll see you guys there. Maybe we can do something fun. Alright, and once again, I'm doing my double helix shaped saddle stitch where both needles travel through the same hole and cross each other for a really sturdy and pretty stitch. I'm definitely going to end up using rivets to assemble some of this because stitching takes longer. But I wanted to stitch all of the places that are going to be really visible because I think the stitching is more accurate. Like, not that you can see up close individual stitches on the designs, but I think that it just like matches the aesthetic more. So that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. Katie's heading out. Well, thank you for joining us, Katie. Have a good rest of your night. Also, Noir Boy, have a good night. Yeah, it was unbelievably hard to find really good reference images for this, and the reason is that when you search for any of these terms, you get kind of oversaturated with other people's cosplay results. Like, if you search for Attack on Titan harness or Attack on Titan uniform, you find like a million Taobao sellers who are selling their version of the uniform, and it's really hard to find like clear, up-close photos of like the details of the like the reference itself. So I ended up just watching the show again and taking my own screenshots from the show, and I think that worked. I'm gonna end up doing some like weird little details that I haven't seen anyone else do, because I think that they're all just like using Taobao references instead of going to the original. Hello, good evening, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I was finishing that thought, but thanks for joining us. Makona, thank you. It's going pretty well. I'm gonna try to get as much of this assembled tonight as I can. We'll see. Oh, Jeremy, when you made your straps, did you have to make your own pattern? Because I would die. The only reason why this is coming together so quickly is because I 100% copied the cheap harness that I bought. And so I'm kind of borrowing all of those like design solutions from the cheap one. Now I have updated a couple things that I'm like unhappy with, and so that's been convenient to have the opportunity to upgrade and update the design, but I am starting from all of their solutions. So Lightning Fast says you can't handle my strongest Taobaos. All right, great. Yes, surprisingly, shockingly, Taobao is not the pinnacle of quality in the cosplay world. Now, sometimes you can get some decent things, but I haven't actually ever ordered from Taobao, and I should. I should just embrace it. Embrace the Taobao. Yeah, it's nice when other cosplayers do provide references, and they do provide, like, their information and solutions for how they put their costume together, but at the same time, like, anyone's interpretation could include like actual flaws or actual mistakes, and it also kind of reflects like their own personal design choices, and it's fine to like take inspiration from that, and I don't mind if people copy me at all, because that's what it's there for. I'm trying to put as much information out there for people to use as possible, but it's easy to end up copying someone else's mistakes without realizing it. So that's why I like to always go back to the original. Tiffy's asking what Taobao is. Taobao is an online marketplace that is, I guess, centered overseas in Asia in general. I think it might be specifically Chinese, I don't know. But it's a marketplace where sellers can list their own work. So a lot of the time you are commissioning like small businesses in China to make costumes for you, or that do custom costumes. Kayatri says that she's Taobaoed before and it's a stress-free costume when you don't care much about it. Yeah, I hear that. But every time I'm like, oh, I'll just make this stress-free costume that I'll just buy all the pieces from Amazon, I end up like classic Heidi overcommitment episodes where I started with a $20 Amazon harness and now I'm like making 2 full leather versions and jackets and all this other stuff. So like, yeah, I always say, oh, I don't care. This will just be fast and easy. And then it's never fast and easy. Have a good night, Char. Thanks for joining us. All right. I think I am going to continue my back stitches are gonna go down the middle now. So hopefully that doesn't look wrong. Black Hyena 1, thank you for following. Welcome to our leather crafting stream. Kayatri says that she has to change things when she gets a Taobao costume. And the skirts are all so small and short. Yeah, I always have that problem because I have a big butt. But, you know, I guess it depends on how much you're willing to put in extra effort to make your cheap, I guess, Taobao costumes look better for you. Cool guys heading out. Thanks for joining us, cool guy. We'll see you next time. Alright, this is my last back stitch and then we can move on. This is pretty exciting, seeing it like coming together and starting to look like a thing. Knew that you bought maid costumes from Taobao? That sounds cute. Yeah, you can find a lot of really cute, like, more generic stuff, like Lolita or maid outfits and stuff like that that's, like, fashion that's not specifically cosplay as well. So I should spend more time on Taobao and find something good, but I just haven't yet. Maid Levi. I want to see photos of Maid Levi, please. Troll of God 64, thanks for following. Alright, here we go. This is like now starting to look like a thing. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is put the other attachments down on these straps, which is this. So really I need to prepare these straps here. I also don't have enough of these slide buckles right now. I ordered some. Unfortunately, I've been having trouble finding like this finish. I guess it's antique nickel. The ones that I found are like bright nickel, so that's frustrating. Yeah, you do have to go through a selling service to buy from Taobao if you're in the United States, because it's like it only ships within Asia or within a certain region. I couldn't tell you exactly, but you have to basically use a middleman to make the order, to place the order, and then you like ship it to somewhere within China or within whatever region, and then they will ship it out to you. So you're like paying for an additional person to handle and ship the packages. So it's like, it takes extra time and extra money, and that can be frustrating, but you know, you have to decide if it's worth it or not, I guess. Okay. So I actually need 2 of these, but really this one is the one I need to worry about. Okay. Is doing this strap with the buckle on it that will connect here. And once I get this much of it attached, with or without that one, I can at least put this over my chest and like arrange the straps and see where it fits. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me go back to my bag of buckles over here. These came from both Tandy and a place called Save More Leather, which is here locally. Oops, there we go. So these 2 buckles I got from Tandy. I was having a lot of trouble finding the exact sizes and shapes that I needed, but I think I got something that's gonna work. Like, I really wanted to find some identical buckles to this, and I found this one, which is just barely bigger. But since I needed 2 sets, I couldn't just reuse these. So, it is what it is. I luckily have some awesome strap pieces, or scrap pieces, which is what I'm trying to say, that I think are going to be the perfect size for this. And I can borrow some of these buckles, actually, from the rest of the harness. So let me try doing that. Just a second. Let me find some of these straps. Alright, so I just like jacked these from another part of the harness that I was working on. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these in the construction, and then hopefully I'll find enough to like make it consistent, to use these consistently across, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, you found a Tandy that was going out of business? That's good luck, but it sucks that the Tandy closed. But yeah, Tandy has a wonderful selection of buckles, so even if you're not doing leatherwork, it's a really good place to go to get any kind of buckles, especially if you need a big variety. Brettley Brett, thank you for following, and also I like your name, that's pretty cute. Oh yeah, Holly is the one, Danny is saying that she went to Save More with Holly. Holly is the one who showed me Save More Leather and that it existed, and I'm eternally grateful for that because Save More is amazing. So yeah, Holly knows all the good spots. She's the one who showed me the fabric district. Okay, so I'm just kind of determining how much this needs to fold over, and it needs to go about that far. Once again, I'm going to be using glue to hold it in position, to baste it, basically, in sewing terms. I guess that could be a leather term, too. Oh, wait, I'm just going to mark this. What if I just marked it with a pen? That would be smart, right? Cosmic Altoid. And you guys are good at screen names. Cosmic Altoid, thank you for following. Okay. Okay, so I will just do 2 of these at once, actually. That would be smart, right? So I'll mark where that needs to fold. And then thread these guys on. No, I did that backwards. Barely matters. There is a front and a back on these, so I need to make sure that that front is going to be on the top side. Yeah, I like Save More Leather a lot. They have somewhat better pricing, and they also have a shop cat. So every time I go into Save More Leather, I'm like looking out, trying to find a glimpse of this cat, because it's real cute. And I just love cats so much. Alright, so this is now just in position. I'm going to put some glue down here. And I'm not actually going to stitch this end until I stitch through all layers, because that's how it's done here, and I think it looks really nice. And it will also be a little bit more efficient. So I'm going to use my little cardboard setup to let these set. So if you missed it earlier, I'm using like some scraps of cardstock to kind of cushion where these clips are gripping it. And the reason is that the clips have weird little like nubs on the interior of the clip, and if you don't do this, then you'll end up with like impressions in your leather. Kolioraz, I think is how you say your name. Thank you for following. Oh, Whalefax is here. Hello, Whalefax. Do you have a whale fact for us for tonight? If so, please share. All right. Yes, please give us a happy whale fact if you choose to share a whale fact. Last time we got a sad one and it was depressing. We need good vibes here. We're all sad artists. I think, right? Raise your hand in the chat if you're a sad artist. Okay. Time to measure this one out and see where it needs to end. Or rather, where the connection needs to be. Sorry, I'm kind of talking to myself, so if I don't make sense, that's why. Cool. So this is, the position I just marked is like the center of where this hole needs to be in order to accommodate this buckle. So I'm gonna mark this one and make sure they match. Now I'm gonna cut the hole first and then trace it. That's how we're gonna do this. Tricky Love has a hand raising emoji. That's perfect. Or not emoji, but... Oh, and Danny too! The Twitch emotes. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I get them all mixed up between the emojis and the emotes and the emoticons. Let me find my oblong hole punch really quickly. Okay, Whalefax has a whale fact for us. It is that the closest living relative to whales are hippos. That's wonderful. That was a great fact. Thanks, Whalefax. Alright, so I have my oblong hole punch out, and this is the punch that you want to use when you are punching a hole for a tongue of a belt. There you go, just punch the shit out of it. Neglected Wolf says, "Greetings, dear humans." Yes, hello, Neglected Wolf. Alright, so whenever you are punching a hole for like a buckle itself, you want an oblong hole, which is something long like that, and not just a single like circular hole. And the reason why is so that this has room to move. Now this one is still a little bit tight, but that's fine. This like buckle size is just like slightly off, and I'm really just making do with what I have. In that the buckle is slightly larger and wider than what I really wanted, but it's gonna be fine. And I'm still reasonably happy with it. I'm just gonna check the length and making sure everything is still in the position where I wanted it. Totally. Alright, there we go. So before I attach that permanently, I'm gonna lay this over the other one and then find the specific spot and I'll take all of this crap off first. Yeah, these don't need, the clips don't need to stay on for very long because the glue sets up so quickly. Sorry, just shaving off the edge of this thing. So we're not crafting armor today, we're crafting the Attack on Titan harnesses. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's a lot of straps. Like weird looking fetish gear almost. But I'm into it. I'm so into it. Okay. So I have found this position, and I'm just going to transfer the whole marking to the one below. Cool. There we go. And awesome. I'm going to just go ahead and use rivets to close this up because that's going to be way faster than doing the stitching like we did before. And this other one has a rivet, so it can't be wrong, right? Yeah, I feel like maybe I should use an even bigger oblong hole punch. Maybe I'm going to get the 1 inch... Yeah, I'm going to get the 1 inch hole punch out because apparently it's going to bother me. So I'm going to make these holes slightly larger. This is just another one of the same tool that is slightly larger. What am I missing? Everyone's talking about how crazy dolphins are. That's amazing. I also did the whole swim with dolphin thing once when I was on a cruise. I forget exactly where we were, but I think it was somewhere in Mexico as well. Just one of those like cruise activities where you go and like you really get to like swim near them and touch them, and it's all like very controlled, but it's fine. FMA? Sorry, Cosmic Altoid says, the only reason I even remotely know what atelier means is from FMA. Are you talking about Full Metal Alchemist? If so, that's amazing. Okay. Yeah, this is working much better. This is the correct size, and it has more room, and it's swinging more freely. So that's what I needed, is to just go up a step. And now we should be good to go. So these guys are just set up like this. Oh, I was going to trim this one to length. This one's still longer. Danny, I'm glad that this is helpful to you. Yeah, the long skinny punch or oblong punches are really great for stuff like that. I also use them to punch all of the holes in this like harness backing itself because it has these slits where the strap is traveling through. All of these are just oblong holes that I punched with this punch, and it was so fast. And it's really convenient too because they are all consistent and they're the same size and they're very like you know, even and beautiful. And if you're trying to cut everything by hand, it does not usually look that way, and you just end up like getting more rough cuts or a little bit more variation and stuff. So it's worthwhile to get the punches. Yeah. And they have a lot of like little useful applications. Let's not talk anymore about dolphins doing things to fish. Let's change the subject. Sorry guys, I'm drawing the line there. Cool. So I made this back part a little bit longer. I'm going to do 2 rivets that are slightly spaced out rather than a single rivet. The idea is that you just, in general, want to usually have 2 points of contact for a really secure connection, so that way it can't twist around. So in this particular instance, I don't think that 1 rivet would be, you know, terrible, but I do think that 2 rivets is superior. So that's what we're doing. The Neglected Wolf says, yes, fetishes are fine, but please don't talk about dolphin sex. Demon Fox Hype, hello. Nice emotes. I like those hype arms. Oh no, I feel a sneeze coming on. Let's see if I can survive. Demon Fox Hype, thank you for the follow. See, I like that you have hype in your screen name so that you're just like rolling around with your own hype all the time. Whalefax says that whales are fantastic, wonderful creatures that sometimes adopt unwanted fish. That's amazing. I know that, you know, some fish live on larger sea creatures and, like, clean them and stuff, and they have, like, a symbiotic relationship, I guess, is that what it's called? Where they support each other. Demon Fox says, I am the hype. Alright, you guys are pretty entertaining tonight. Okay, so these 2 straps are ready, which are the main ones that we have to attach in order for me to be able to put this on my body. Oh, I guess I need to put the rivets in first. I'll do that first. So, never mind. False alarm. Let me decide which rivet size is going to be better. I think we need the little rivets, because these straps are pretty thin. This is 4-ounce veg tan leather, which is very, very thin compared to a lot of the veg tans. So yeah, 4 is what I need. And we're using double cap rivets to attach them. The next thing I'm going to use is, this is a hole punch. I need to find what hole size I need, and that's going to be based on the size of the cap. It needs to be larger than the cap side of the rivet, because both ends need to be like fully inside the hole for it to function. I hope that makes sense. That was a little bit abstract, but if you're doing this, then you'll figure out what I mean. Oh, Loaderbot is heading out. Alright, Loaderbot, I know that you said that I was saving your night by being here. I hope that your night was saved, and I hope that you had a good time. We'll see you next time, Loaderbot. Oh, I dropped my ruler. That's horrified. Okay, so I just grabbed my ruler so that I can find some even placement for these rivets. Cool. Alright, Loaderbot, I'm glad to hear you had a good night. We'll see you next time. Alright, so I'm using this to punch my holes. It's really fast and easy. Now I've got 2 holes in this one, and I'm just going to lay it over the other one and trace, like usual. I should do an ASMR of me working. What if I do a stream that's entirely silent and there's no speaking and I don't acknowledge the camera, but you just hear all of my tools really close up and the microphone is just like on my leather tools while I'm tapping and hammering and like punching holes, sanding things. That would be interesting, right? Probably not as popular, but certainly interesting. Alright, so these now have holes in them. Now I'm just going to insert the rivets and just like finger tighten them. So this is, I'm just kind of like snapping them into position, and then we will set them with a setter that I have to go grab. And these rivets are still kind of long, so I'm really hoping that we don't have any weird problems with this shaft like collapsing, but it'll probably be fine, right? All right, let me grab those tools. Alright, so these are the setting tools. This comes with like a little dish. This is an anvil technically. And you just position the rivet in whatever size you need, which for us today is going to be the smallest size. The next thing I'm using is this other end of the punch, which is just a little tube of metal that has a domed side. So this is like concave. Yeah, concave. So basically, both ends of this rivet are sitting in a dish, more or less. And then you just hammer them together. Yeah, that went fine. Cool. I was worried that the leather was too thin and that this was gonna not look nice, but it looks fine. Nova Prime, thank you for following. Oh, my whole table just rattles, all of the crap on it. Alright, so these are really secure now. We have 2 rivets in each one. They're definitely not going anywhere. So this end is still just glued, but we are going to find the correct position and then stitch them onto these other guys. And then at that point, I'll be able to sort of put this on, at least put part of it on and look at it, and that's going to be cool. Charlotte Luna really wants this to be an ASMR stream, which is fine with me. That's cute. Okay. Now, I need to measure the distance of where these are going to hit on the other harness. I'm just going to mark it on the back with a pen. That's probably the smartest move here. Alright, there we go. Ooh, okay, I really hope that I put this in the right spot because otherwise I won't be able to change it later. I think it's going to be okay. Everyone cross your fingers for me. Sorry, the chat is moving and I am not reading enough. So if I missed your question or anything like that, please feel free to ask again. Demon Fox Hype is asking how I met Jared. You can find the answer to that question in a video I did on my YouTube channel. It's one of the Q&A videos. I'm just not going to answer it today because I get that question every single stream. So sorry, you can go find that answer on your own time, but you know, you're welcome to find out. Oh, and Lightning Fast just said that. Yeah, I do think that the straps of this harness would be strong enough to actually suspend you if you, like, to suspend a human if you wanted them to. Okay, I think that what's going to happen is that I'm actually going to put it on now. I need to find out exactly what angle this stuff is all intersecting at. And to do that, I want to be able to kind of try it on in whatever sort of primitive form. So, I'm going to put this buckle back on here. Now the last one was positioned right here. I think that's actually a pretty good spot because I wanted this strap to be longer so that this would be in the center of my chest and not on the side. So that's gonna still be like some trial and error figuring out exactly where that position is, but I think that I think we're starting with a good guess. Oh, thank you, Kitten. Kitten has a link to that video right there, so you can go and click that link and find your answer to how I met Jared. Alright, so what is the distance here? I need to just measure that. Nah, I'll trace it. Alright, so this is now marked on the other side. Kitten says she hopes she's not scaring me by finding this stuff. No, I appreciate you, Kitten. Thank you so much for finding this stuff. I'm glad that you are there to like supply the links to all the things that I'm talking about because, you know, I don't want to like interrupt everything that I've got going on here, but you are helping me out a lot. All right, guys. Cosmic Altoid says, wait, I know this is unrelated, but Pro Jared follows Northern Lion. Yeah, they met at a Monster Hunter event. Anyway, I don't know Northern Lion, but I hear he's a nice guy. Okay, guys, moment of truth where I'm putting this on my body. So the straps that are going over my shoulders are now connecting around underneath on the side boob over here. And let's see how this is gonna look. And then of course I have to be wearing my Levi and Hanji shirt today. One of my friends got this for me, okay? I promise. I'm not that much of a dirty shipper. Just kidding, I am. But yeah, one of my friends got this for me because he knows what weeb trash I am. Okay, so now I've got the sides connected. These front belts need to hang down and hit around my like hip bone, which they do. They're hitting exactly where my belt is gonna be. So that's a good sign. And then realistically, I can adjust a little bit of the height and the length of this based on where this position is hitting. Charlotte Luna is asking if Jared is going to be Levi. No, Jared is not going to be Levi. He's gonna be Moblet. Rianchi, are you heading to bed? Resident Crybaby, thank you for the follow. Yes, Jared would be a very tall Levi. I also just don't think he has a Levi face. He doesn't want to be Levi. He didn't want to be Moblet either, but I convinced him that this was for the good of humanity, that we needed Moblet. Alright, so this is where that belt is hitting. I don't know, you guys tell me, is this in the center of my chest? I think it is. I could make it a little bit tighter to make it a little bit more center. I think for it to truly be like the most comfortable, ideal fit, this needs to be slightly longer, so we're gonna do that. Misty Dawn, thank you for following. Okay, I'm just kind of like holding it in place one more time, but now I'm like checking myself out in my stream camera over here. Yeah, I think that like the ideal position is still a little bit farther out. Okay, so it's just gonna keep getting condensed. Oh, Keatri's heading out. Well, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you at AX, I hope. Send me a message and we'll meet up and we'll do something. See you next time. Alright, I'm adjusting it again. Checking out my boobs again. Yeah, I think that's better. It feels more centered, and even if it's not, like, perfect, that's fine. It just needs to be more generally centered. You think it's better? What is that? The light green is really hard to read. Elaine DV, or Elaine VW, VDW, sorry. Elaine, thank you for answering my question. It is centered now? Okay, great. Demon Fox Hype says, will I act like serious Hanji or silly Hanji? Both. That's the beauty of Hanji. I do think that Hanji is a much more serious character than most people give her credit for. Like, yeah, she does a lot of, like, over-the-top and crazy things, but I think that her moves are a lot more calculated than they seem. You know, she knows what she's doing. Alright, this is the last adjustment. I'm not gonna make it any longer than this, probably. Alright, yep, that's just where it's gonna be. It's pretty centered though. And I'm also gonna take this opportunity to mark where the hole in the belt is. So that is the ideal hole. That's where the hole, that's where the belt needs to be passing through in order to fit me. There we go. Oh my gosh, Andrew. Couture FX says, so these straps, so are these straps adjustable for Jared's thick butt? Have you seen Jared's butt? Jared does not have very much butt. They're adjustable enough for my butt, I'll tell you that. For him, it just needs to adjust down. Jared does not have curves. Okay, to clear up the confusion, Synchraphy is asking if Jared has curves. Jared is very not curvy. He's adorable, but he's not curvy. And so I posted a picture of my butt, and for whatever reason, everyone insisted that it was Jared's butt. I guess because they thought it would be a good troll, but that's not what I'm about. I showed you my butt, and so yeah, that's all. He's linear. Yes, he's very linear. He's a very small boy. He's cute. Alright, so I am punching my first hole here. Actually, no, before I do that, I'm gonna measure where the others are. So this is like the hole that I'm actually going to most likely use on the belt, but I need to have several on either side to create, at the very least, the illusion of adjustment. And And you know, there's always a possibility that I will end up wanting to adjust it at some point. So I'm just going to mark positions for additional holes on either side. And I'm using this at like a 1/2 inch space. Yes, he's right. He is lanky and he's also a beautiful bean. But he doesn't have a butt. Gotta call him out on that. No butt. Okay. So now I have lots of hole marks and I'm gonna punch them all. I think the size is fine. Where's the... Oh, here's the buckle. Can that pass through? Maybe I'll need to go up a size. I'm also going to take this moment to do this part. That's right, no one is perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna put a dab of glue on this too so it doesn't move around while I'm trying to punch holes and punch rivets. And of course my glue, like, always dries over at the top. Oh, Demon Fox Hype is is leaving. Says, have yourselves a hype night and they'll see us another time. Alright, Demon Fox. I hope that your night is also full of hype, but knowing you, I'm sure that it couldn't be any other way. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later. Rianchi says that they have a fantastic butt. I'm proud of you, Rianchi. Everybody has, you know, a wonderful feature, at least one. Alright, so that is setting up. I think that right here I'm just going to do one rivet because it's kind of close. Like, there's not a bunch of extra room here. So I think one will be sufficient. Yeah, it's no big deal. I said 2 is ideal, but 1 is going to be fine. I'm just eyeballing it because I like to live dangerously. Fucking YOLO. Booty squad, booty chat. You guys have come to the right place if you want to talk about butts. Let me tell you that. Emoto, almost? No. I don't know what your screen name is supposed to say, but thank you for following me! Charlotte Luna went and looked up my butt pic and agree with what? Yeah, I was losing my shit. Maybe I was just really immature about that, but I got a lot of laughs out of that, and the people who were like, what? It's just a butt. Agree with what? Like, yes, it's intentionally ridiculous. But anyway, you know, the internet. There's always somebody who just doesn't get it. Oh yes, I'm so excited for how these straps make my butt and other people's butts in general. Maybe it will even make Jared look like he has a butt, if we're lucky. We'll see. Alright, we've got this last little rivet in. So now our strap here is permanent, and I'm going to cut these holes too. I guess I'm just going to start with the punch that I already have here, and then we'll double check that it's going to be large enough for that little tongue to pass through it. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Cool. Alright, so I'll go ahead and punch the rest of the holes. And then this one also has some like interesting little details that I'm gonna talk through and how I've decided to interpret this harness or whatever. I have some plans. Oh my gosh. Cosmic Altoid is asking if Hanji is a girl. Hanji can be whatever you want Hanji to be. I've always just seen Hanji as a girl and interpret their character that way, but that is not necessarily the only way to interpret it, according to the creator. But he also said that that is true of every single character in the show, so it kind of annoys me when people like really single Hanji out that way. But whatever, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. You know, how you want to view the events of the series. I'm happy with my interpretation, and I really, really like Hanji as a character. So I always refer to Hanji as a female, but that isn't necessarily the only interpretation. Lightning Fast says, okay, not gonna lie, Heidi, I started following because of the butt tweet. I feel ashamed for saying that. You know what, Lightning Fast, I accept that, and I appreciate your honesty. And, you know, I wouldn't have tweeted the butt pic if I were uncomfortable with people liking it. So, thanks. Resident Crybaby says, no shame, Lightning. Butts are a gateway to good people. And I agree with that sentiment 100%. Alright, there we go. That's all of that. A little bit of my pen mark, like, oh, I really hope that putting water on this doesn't fuck it up. My pen mark smeared a little bit, but the water ended up being fine. Okay, I also have to be careful with that. All right, now I have a bunch of holes there. That's all really close together, but I think it's fine. I guess I should put this back on and double check the placement. Whalefax can't find the butt. It's on Instagram, it's on Twitter. I hope that you guys don't think that this is like, you know, I don't know, regular content from me. All right, there we go. That is strapped on and it feels really comfortable actually. So this is hitting me right along the hip bone where it needs to in the front. You guys can't see it, but I can see it and I can feel it, which is what I need. I think that the angle of the intersection is pretty good too. Everything feels pretty consistent. So I was looking at reference images. I'm sorry, I'm gonna like pull at my tabs. Reference images that are from the show. Yeah, here we are. So like halfway between the edge of the buckle and the end of the strap is where that needs to end. Okay. I have to just make a little mark. That's gonna be, I'm gonna cut this strap to length now. And I'm gonna use this shaped strap cutter. Oh, I gotta bring my stream back up so I can see myself and you guys. Lightning Fast, I'm glad to hear that you stayed for reasons not related to my butt, but, you know, you can enjoy whatever you need. Oh, sorry, Charlotte Luna, the Nightbot automatically stops links so that we don't get spam. But one of the mods can post the link for you, or they can give you permission to post the link, and that'll last for like 60 seconds. So yeah, sorry about that. Nightbot is overzealous, but he protects us from scary links. And the mods will be happy to grant your request if they are around. All right, cool. And now we have this like shaped tip here that matches the shape on the show, which I'm actually gonna even that up a little bit, and hopefully this doesn't become a sort of like eyeliner situation where I'm continually going back between two different sides to make it even, because that will die. That will make me die. I'm gonna shave off just the tiniest amount. All right, whatever, it is what it is. Okay, thank you, Charlotte Luna, for, and thank you, Kitten, for giving her permission, or Charlotte permission, to share the link. There you go. There's the link to my ass pic, if you are curious. You know, like, I know that I was really kind of opening myself up to whatever happens by posting that. But at the same time, part of me is kind of annoyed that that is by far the most popular tweet I have ever made in my whole life. So, like, you know, people would way rather see my butt than all of the stuff that I've been working hard on for years, but whatever. It's cosplay. I should have guessed that would be the case. Alright, now once again, I've got out my little edge coat roller, and I am just going to roll this edge over it. And now this is creating a coated edge. Did I really just like destroy my entire paper towel? I guess I did. Cool, so now this is no longer raw edge. It now has a little bit of color just on the where the cut was. And I also have it on my finger because I just did that to myself. Let me get a new paper towel, and I shall return momentarily, and hopefully not let this thing fall all over the place. Man, this stuff dries so fast, I'm like rolling it off of my hand. It creates kind of like a slightly rubbery coating. Kind of like Plasti Dip, but it's in a container. Yeah, we're all mildly perverts lightning fast, so you're fine. You're in good company. Oh, Makona, thank you. Makona, thank you. So that they follow me for my Hana Mizuno costume. Oops. Which is the Asagao Academy protagonist that Jared also cosplayed with me for that. Ginger Boy 033, thank you for following. And welcome, fellow Ginger. Alright. So this needs to dry, which it already almost is because this stuff is amazing. And the next thing we need to do is punch holes. I'm gonna put this like vertically. This is starting to be a little bit cumbersome, which is good, I guess. It's starting to come together. Oh, I guess I can undo this part. I don't need these to actually be attached right now. Sinkerfee said they found me through Tina. Well, that's nice. I love Tina. Tina's the most wonderful human. Okay. So I think these angles are about even. It certainly looks that way. I'm looking at the chat now. Rin Kogami, thank you for following. Ryanshi, thank you for the compliment on my legs. Yeah, I would love to do another like video game playthrough, but I just don't do that as much as I don't spend as much time on games as I do on making cosplay, which is, you know, probably good because I have so much that I want to get done all the time. But yeah, it is what it is. So I'm just like shoving a little bit of glue down there so that it can, again, create a temporary hold so that I don't have to rely on clips to hold everything together while I'm stitching, or while I'm punching the stitching holes anyway. And hopefully I don't turn this into a mess. Buttered Diamonds, thank you for the follow, and another fascinating name from Buttered Diamonds. Something tells me that buttered diamonds would not taste very good. Oh, sorry, Makona. Nightbot does not stand for caps. Okay, Jeremy, you're heading to bed. I'm really happy that you stopped by. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. And I'm sure that I will have more progress photos to post soon and all of that, so you'll see soon enough. Yes, Nightbot is definitely drunk with power here in our chat. Alright, good night, Nuliu. Ranchi's asking, is there a reason why I haven't done Yuna from Final Fantasy X? Yeah, I just haven't had time. I just never sat down and made that costume. I don't have a particular interest in cosplaying Yuna. I think that I would be more suited for different Final Fantasy ladies in general. I don't think I really have much of a Yuna face, but, you know, I like her character. She's fine. Alright. Now that is mostly sturdy. Pulling this out. Alright, once again, I'm just using this to create impressions to kind of map out where the stitches are going to be. And then once I'm happy with them, I will actually punch the rest of the hole. But I want this visual reference for where they'll hit before I commit to punching all the way through, because I want everything to look really symmetrical and neat. Cool. There we are. That works. Lightning Fast says they love this chat because it's like its own little community. I feel the same. I love it. I love having you guys here. I'm really grateful that everyone, for the most part, has been so incredibly lovely. It's very, very rare that we have any sort of people trolling or being disruptive or anything like that. You guys, for the most part, have been absolutely fantastic. Teaching each other, making friends, and just being generally lovely to hang out with. So thank you, as always, for being here and for being awesome. I switched over to the two-hole punch just because it's kind of a weird position. And I just wanted to not have to deal with the extra holes. Oh, Charlotte Luna, is this your first time coming to the stream? Thank you so much for joining us. I'm very, very excited about these harnesses in particular. I think that the costumes are going to look really cool with them. I think it will make a big difference in the just like the overall impact. Well, thanks, Charlotte. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's always exciting to see new people that are enjoying it. Synchraphy says that they're good beans. You're all good beans. That's very correct. You are all good beans. Ugh, and now my chisel is stuck in my leather. Now you can all watch me struggle with this. Woo! Yeah, right here, guys. I'm an expert. I'm good at this. Just kidding. Don't quote me on that. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for following, Charlotte. I do streams like usually 3 times a week. Tomorrow is another stream. Tomorrow evening we'll be streaming. I'm not sure whether or not I'll do my regular weekend streams because Anime Expo, but you know, there's always something going on. Yes, Resident Crybaby, you can be a peanut. You don't have to be a bean. You can be a peanut. Well, I guess I'll use the two-hole punch. Alright, we're almost done with this one, and then we'll stitch it up. Stream from Anime Expo, says Tricky Love. I've thought about it, and I want to, and I hope that I can pull it off, but I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see. I want to stream like just from my phone, and like walk around and show you guys what's going on. Rosbell Plays, thank you for following. So if I can, I'm gonna try to pull that off. I know I've said that at past cons and then not done it, but cons are stressful, yo. There's a lot going on a lot of the time. Lightning Fast is asking if I've considered some sort of fan page on DeviantArt or something for viewers to swap cosplay pics, like a community. I don't know very much about DeviantArt. I'm not active on DeviantArt, but I know that other people use like Discord and stuff. Like they'll have a Discord server just for people who like are in a specific chat community. I have never been like confident that there has been enough of an interest in that to start one. If you guys are interested, we could do something like that. I just wouldn't know where to start with that. So maybe you'll have to tell me. Discord is great. Is Discord a good platform for sharing images and sharing like art pics? Because I know that a lot of people who come to these streams are artists, whether you're cosplayers or visual artists or musicians. I know there's a lot of creative people here, so if there could be like a creative forum where we're like able to share works, that would be pretty cool. I'll have to talk to Jared about that too. But I'm happy I'm definitely open to those kinds of suggestions. I just need a little bit of guidance on getting one started. Buttered Diamonds is asking where I get materials for making all of my awesome cosplay costumes. Well, I get my supplies from all over the place. Most of my leather stuff comes from Tandy. Most of my fabric comes from either Mood or somewhere down in the fabric district. So like I can answer specific questions, but like I shop on Etsy a lot. I shop at Joanne. Like I shop at so many places. If you have a question about like a certain material, I'll be happy to answer that. But otherwise, like it's so open-ended. You know, the stores that I just listed are probably your best bet. I don't think I'm gonna call it the hidey hole. You know what? I appreciate the suggestion. Don't think I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so it seems like you guys are definitely interested, or certainly some people here in the chat are interested in having some kind of platform for communicating with each other outside of streams, especially one where we can share art from things that people are working on. So I'm going to work on that. I don't know that I'll be able to do it right away because I'm in the middle of crunch time and it's a really busy time for me with Anime Expo, but I will talk to Jared and get some info and feedback and just kind of see what I can come up with, hopefully by next week at the latest. But I will update you guys and let you know what I decide. I know that affiliates are getting sub buttons soon, so sub button hype is coming right around the corner. I don't know when exactly that is going into effect, but I am an affiliate. I have not applied for partnership yet, but apparently I don't need to in order to get a sub button soon. So right now, it's because of that, I'm kind of thinking that we're going to be at a transitionary period where I'm like adjusting new things with the stream and all of that. So I will come back from Anime Expo and then start looking at that more seriously and see what we can do to upgrade the stream and just kind of get more involved in general. But I appreciate hearing that, you know, some of you are interested in interacting more with each other and sharing artworks from each other, because I think that's really cool. And I've always wanted to foster a community of artists and have a place where people are being creative together and sharing ideas and sharing work. I love that. And so I think that that would be a really good thing to do. Tricky Love is asking, what am I going to do for my emote? We've already decided on my first emote, which is going to be an artwork that was done by Travelsome, who I'm not sure if she's still here or not, but she's a member of our stream community here, and she does really cute artwork. And she did a small artwork of me after, I think, one of my very first streams. Maybe my actual first stream. She did, like, basically an emote-worthy artwork that was just, like, a little kind of chibi face of me holding a hammer, or holding a mallet like this, and it says tap tap, because that's what I'm doing with the leatherwork here. So that one has been, we're gonna have a tap tap emote. It'll probably be my very first emote. So whenever that goes into effect and I have the ability to upload an emote, it's gonna be that one, I think. And then hopefully I will get approved from partnership at some point, and then we can expand and get into some other emotes, but I'm excited about doing that one. Oh no, did I just put that? Oh no, okay, good. I had my, like, thread got, like, wrapped around itself, and I thought for a minute that I had put it in the wrong direction. But luckily I did not make that obvious of a mistake this time. Yeah, I think that having a sort of community for artists doesn't necessarily need to be exclusively for artists either. So I'd certainly, if you don't have art to contribute yourself, that should, I hope, not stop anyone from joining and participating and encouraging each other and being part of the conversation. Because I definitely don't want to ever create something that is exclusive, or you have to be this or you have to be that to be a part of it. But, you know, just to have it available, I think would maybe encourage more people to do art. That's the goal anyway. That's right. Synchraphy says we're all differing levels in how we do our craft. And that's true of everyone in the artistic community, in the cosplay community, in whatever community. That you're always going to be around people who are at various skill levels, because we're all on our own journey in our own mediums and genres or whatever. So with that in mind, I'd rather everything just be an accepting place for people from all kinds of backgrounds. And once again, on this work that I'm doing right here, this is a saddle stitch where I'm feeding the needles back and forth through the same hole, 2 needles at once, in sort of a double helix shape. How do I want this? Yeah. I do think I'm going to run out of thread this time. I didn't have quite enough on this piece, but that's okay. I did what I could. I just ran out of length on the end of this spool, so if it has to be a separate piece, I'll just try to hide it. Or maybe we'll barely make it. I don't know. Anyone want to take bets on whether or not we have enough thread to make it around the rest of this diamond shape? Place your bets now in the chat. Indie Hannah Jones says that she thinks we'll have enough. I hope you're right. Lightning Fast says that they'll bet 2 butt pics. That's right. I guess we don't have a currency here, but, you know, it's more the thought. Well, thank you, Rosbell. Yes, it's the same struggle in cross-stitching, or embroidery or whatever. I'm just hoping that you can make it to the end of your little design. We might make it. I don't know. I don't know. We're on our last end here. I guess this isn't super close to the camera, but this is where we're at. We've got 3 sides down. On to the 4th one. Makona says that they'll bet 3 kitty cuddles. Whalefax says they'll bet 1 doggo kiss. These are appropriate currencies. The internet, the currency of memes, perhaps. Guys, I think we're gonna make it. I only have a few more stitches left. I think that the hysteria was all for nothing. Sassy Borks. You guys are very entertaining tonight. I appreciate you. Alright, we made it back to the original hole where we started. And now I just have to do some back stitching. So yes, everyone who bet that we would make it was correct. I guess you'll have to collect your kitty cuddles and your doggo kisses from each other here in the chat. That's right, stitching hype. We made it. We might. Thank you, kitten. Aw, Hannah, thank you for never doubting me. Lightning Fast, I don't remember which side you bet on, but if you bet on, I guess if you bet against me finishing, then yeah, you always saw some butt pics. You do not have to send butt pics, but you know, you can. I've already paid up on my butt pics, so I don't know you guys shit. Alright, that's it. We made it. There's the back stitch as well. Everything's nice and tight. Here's a tight boy. Cool. Now I just have to rethread my stitching. But there we go. That is like nice and sturdy looking. Look at all of this. Being a harness. Look at this looking like a harness. I'm so excited to be done with this. Oh, Lightning Fast, the super explicit butt in the chat made out of some punctuation marks. 10 out of 10 butt. Oh, there's another one. How is Nightbot not catching this? I'm actually surprised because Nightbot gets mad if you use excessive symbols, I believe is what they call it. So thank you so much, Lightning Fast, for gracing us with your delightful butt emoticons. I think those are emoticons if they're made out of punctuation. Arc Veritas, thank you for following. This glue is getting glued shut because I'm not good at closing the cat. That's right. Chat is getting steamy. Oh, Synchrofy, that's a thick butt. Put some extra spaces in there. Leonovid is just joining us. Hello, Leonovid. Once again, my glue drop was a little bit excessive, so I'm trying to let it like sink down in and let's see what we get out of this. Snowfox, thank you for following. I'm really hoping that these line up accurately. Let me check them. Yeah, this is sliding out of position and I need to reset it before it goes wherever I don't want it. Okay. Whalefax says they're surprised there's not a butt emote. I don't know what Twitch's standards are for emotes, but I do know that they have to be approved by Twitch. So, with that in mind, it is entirely possible that Twitch as a company does not want butts to be emotes, but I cannot confirm. I am only speculating. I would not be surprised if they had a no butt policy among the emotes that they approve. Alright, I'm making some adjustments to this, which is probably not great, because I mean honestly this glue needs to like dry solidly without getting moved around a lot, but I just want to make it sure that it's exactly where I want it before I commit to something. Before I start punching holes in it and permanently mounting it. And yeah, once again, it's like sliding forward. Alright, I'm done, like, struggling with this and messing with it. Turkey Love says there is a butt policy. He remembers a big thing about it recently. I can't remember what kind of butts are allowed and what aren't. I know that I've seen, like, cat butts and, like, corgi butts as emotes, but I would assume that human butts are not allowed. We'll see. Alright, I think I'm finally satisfied with the placement here. I'm gonna double check the front now, last time with my ruler. tuck that under there, it's the very edge of it is hitting right at the 5-inch mark. And that looks like it is just about perfectly the same on the other side. Okay, sweet. So we have found the correct position where I'm not going to look at it later and then freak out because it's not perfect. I hope. High quality discourse here in the chat. All the butt pics. Butt pic convos. Okay, that's not going to slide off, I don't think. Alright, I'm going to concentrate on this for just a second, but I'll check back in on your butt convo soon. Alright, I'm satisfied with these hole placements. Okay, yeah, Tricky Love is requesting link permission in the chat. Kitten, if you're still around and can do that, he's going to share with us a link to the Twitch approved butts. Thank you, Kitten, with the permission. All right, let me click on this link. Gotta see these Twitch approved butts. Oh, those are cute. Yeah, it's a cat butt. Now I noticed that the cat butt does not have a butthole, which is like a common feature in cartoon butts where they have like a little X or like a little asterisk or some little butthole. So I have to wonder now if the butthole was perhaps censored. But that's pretty interesting. Thank you for sharing that. That's pretty cute. The anti-Neko Atsumi, I can't say. Can't pronounce. Neko Atsumi. Yeah, remember when everyone was playing that game nonstop? I haven't heard anyone talking about that in quite some time. People still love Neko Atsumi? Again, struggling to get my chisel out of this. Would a guinea pig butt be allowed? I don't know. You'd have to be the guinea pig and then submit it. The back fur of a corgi is called the fairy saddle. That's really cute. That's really cute. I like corgis. Now we're all just talking about corgi butts. High quality discourse, thank you. Alright, so I am officially busting out my new fresh thread. to make sure that we have enough to go around. So I think that for tonight, I'm going to be calling it quits pretty soon here. I'm going to go ahead and finish stitching this, and that will probably be my stopping point. I am waiting on a few things, and I'm going to need to go to the leather store. I forgot about this when I started my stream today. I need to go back to Save More or wherever I can to get some more of these things, because I'm not going to be able to continue assembling this without them. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what my plan is for tomorrow, is to go to the leather store early, and then I'm going to be continuing to stream tomorrow night with whatever work I still have to do. Maybe I'll be making a whole another one of these tomorrow, but anyway. Let's see. Synchrofy just posted a link. What is this link to? Oh, Corgi Butt link. Okay, well, I'm not going to watch it right now because it's a video, but you guys can all follow that link and enjoy it. Oh my gosh, lightning fast, it's 1 a.m. where you are? Yeah, you should enjoy the rest of your night. And sleeping is what I mean. So I'm not quite done yet. I am going to first of all thread this, so that'll take 20 minutes. And then I will, I'll do the stitching, and that'll probably be it for me tonight. So thank you guys to those of you who have tuned in and who are going to stick around for the remainder of tonight's stream. But it's getting close to 10 o'clock where I am. I've been streaming for about 3 hours. So I think this is going to be my last task of the night, is what I'm trying to say. Thread stream hype. That's right. Did my playlist stop? Let me check on that. Huh, I might have gone through every single song. Is this a 3-hour playlist? Alright, well, we're just starting from the top. Lightning Fast is heading out. Well, thank you for joining us for as long as you did. You were a pleasure to chat with, as always. I'm not staying till the end of the playlist. We're just gonna listen for as long as I'm streaming. Alright, I got it threaded, but it's still like backed up and messed up. Let's see if I can write in this thread. Yeah, we got it. Alright, threading hype. Okay, let's make sure these are somewhat even. Cool. And once again, starting up at this upper corner. Got some pro Jared hype here in the chat. Forgive me while I concentrate on stitching. Oh my gosh, Charlotte Luna says it's 6 a.m. Oh my gosh, alright. Get your food, get your sleep. And thank you so much for coming. And, you know, I hope you're taking good care of yourself. But yeah, it was awesome chatting with you. Thanks for showing up, and we'll hopefully see you another time. Thanks for joining us. Oh no, my thread is like getting knotted in the back. Oh no! Alright, let me address this. There we go. It just got wrapped around itself. I'll have to be careful of that. Willfax says their dog is having puppy dreams. That's really cute. I love when you can like see your pets like moving around in their sleep a little bit. Or my cat snores consistently. He snores all the time. But it's just like really, really tiny like baby snores that are so cute. And I'm just like, how dare you? Why would you do that? Tricky Love is asking about my cat's name. My cat is named Aries. I post a lot of pictures of him on like Instagram and Twitter and stuff because I'm in love with him. He's the sweetest. He's a sweet boy. Skyloft Link says they haven't said much in the chat because they're also working on stuff, but thanks for the great stream. Well, thank you for being here in the stream. You know, it's fine. I'm a lurker at heart, as I've said many times before, so shout out to the lurkers. If you're watching this and you've never said anything in the stream before, that's fine. I'm glad that you're here, and I appreciate you. Alright, we're 2 sides down. We're on our way to working this out. MX Snowflake says that their social anxiety makes them lurk a lot. Yeah, I feel that for sure. But I think that Twitch is such a wonderful platform for helping people who do have social anxiety because it provides you an opportunity to like interact with other humans where you don't have to leave your house, you don't have to be seen, you don't have to like really reveal yourself at all. And then you can get your kind of dose of socialization. So I think Twitch streams are wonderful. And, you know, if you're still not interested in chatting or whatever because of anxiety, then that's fine. I mean, no one should feel pressured to or anything like that. But I think it's really great that, you know, people can come and connect here, like, on their own terms. So I hope that this helps you for being a part of, if not this stream, just Twitch in general. People saying that they're worried that they'll say something stupid. I mean, the beauty of the chat is that you just say it and then it's gone. You just keep scrolling and then you kind of eventually, you know, people won't remember forever. So, like, you can put yourself out there a little bit. And let's be honest, you would not be the only... People have said some stupid stuff in the chat, and it's fine. It's totally fine. Nobody here is judging you. Indiana Jones says, does Aries have a longer name that you use when you hashtag his photos? Yeah, I always use the hashtag Aries Bahamut. Bahamut is the name of the dragon from the Final Fantasy series, and also, like, other folklore and stuff in general. But, I use that hashtag because Aries is, like, not a unique name. So that way the Aries Bahamut hashtag is only pictures of my cat, unless someone else uses it, which is fine. I mean, obviously I don't have any sort of copyright over the hashtag, but what I mean is that it's at least a unique tag so that, like, I know that I can go search for that and just find the photos of him. So, yeah, Bahamut is his, like, middle name. Oh no, what's going on? We're being attacked! Liam Bow. S-Radi's S-Hole Village? What is happening? Village Hidden Jutsu. Oh my gosh, the chat is just going crazy. All of these ninjas are attacking us, guys, from the Hidden Village. They have come here to our Twitch stream with their knives. But you know what? I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. We are being actively raided. Currently, if you're just joining us, we are in the middle of working on an Attack on Titan harness, and I'm actually almost done for the night, but we're going to finish this up first. And I'll do a little bit of showing off for anybody who's new here. But we are stitching together these leather straps and all of this to become an Attack on Titan harness for my cosplay. So I'm pretty stoked with the progress we've made last night. And thank you all for showing up with your hidden jutsu attack. Fake Smiley 7, thanks for following, as well as Cheese Bell and Designed Echo and Bad Resistor and Otaku Discover. All of you guys, thank you so much for following. All these new people. There's a butt emote? Oh, there it is. Yes, thank you for using the butt emote. We've been talking all night about butt emotes and what Twitch's rules were regarding the use of butts in emotes, and so that has been an ongoing conversation topic tonight. So thank you for arriving here and being so on topic with the emotes. All right, so now I have finished stitching around this, like, diamond shape, and I'm going to do the back stitch, and then I'll put it back on and try it on. You just can't have a butthole. Okay, I was wondering about that, because I noticed that all of the, like, cute little animal butts that I saw did not have the buttholes, and honestly, I'm pretty disappointed. But I understand that that would be opening up some issues that I'm sure Twitch would not want to be involved in if they allowed buttholes. That could lead to some things. Alright, so I am back stitching through the same holes in order to tie this off. So we are just going to be going down over here. Red Hat says we're getting close to 2,000 followers. Oh my. Well, I can't check currently right at this moment, so please tell me how close we are, and maybe we'll get there soon. Lucas and some letters has followed, as well as Just Out of View. Thank you guys both for following. Sauce Pasta, hello. Yeah, I don't think everybody's caught up on Attack on Titan, so we try not to have any sort of spoiler discussions here, but it's no secret that I have a lot of Attack on Titan hype right now, and I'm really excited to get this done and wear it to Anime Expo. Yes, Hanji Zoe Hanji is my favorite character. They're amazing. Okay. So we're just about done with this. So this is the last stitching here. I'm just clipping that off really close. And this is what we got. It's coming together pretty well. So this other harness that's in the corner here, Jigga Watson, that's pretty cute. Jigga Watson, thank you for following. There's a giant Titan head in the Crunchyroll foyer. I had no idea. Oh my gosh. Well, of course I am now. Alright, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. I know that there's an Attack on Titan gathering happening. So, you know, I'm definitely gonna try to hit that up. Alright, so this has straps from the back that are now coming around to hook like under the boob, under that side boob. Red Hat says that we are at 1960 followers, so we still have a good 40 followers to collect before we hit that milestone, but that's pretty cool. It's good to know. And yes, you should totally watch season 2 of Attack on Titan. It's pretty amazing. I'm sporting my Attack on Titan hype shirt as well. Okay, so these two are gonna go down and connect to the like main belt that goes around my waist. And this one is gonna go here. Or no, I think that's the right hole. Okay. So there we are. There's the top part of it. And this is sitting so much more nicely. I was talking earlier on my stream about how I created an angled intersection here with between the three instead of the like flat style or the design of like the harness that I was originally basing this off of. So this is so much more comfortable and like smooth and natural looking. Now I think I can kind of adjust it a little bit more to make it even tighter, but I do think it's pretty good. Let's see. Esrati is saying that if I go to the Crunchyroll site, click on their AX thread, they have info about it. Awesome. That is really exciting because obviously Hanji would be super excited to see a Titan head, so I've got to go and do that. So thank you so much for the heads up. Alright, and that is a little bit tighter now. So yeah, I think this is going to be my stopping point for the night since I've got everything connected now. I was talking about not going for very much longer, but thank you for the raid, Esrati. That was really nice. I'm going to check out your streams as well. And yeah, this is where we're at. So tomorrow, I'm probably going to be working on this a little bit throughout the day, and then I'll still do my regular evening stream. So that'll be starting at 7 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. What do I want? I want this to come down a little bit. Heads up. That's right. Thanks for the heads up about the head. The Bard is asking me, hey, before I go, who do I ship on Attack on Titan? I don't know. Who does it look like I ship? If you had to make a guess. Miss Truly Pink Strawberry 16, thank you for the follow. Anyway, sorry about that. Sasha X Potatoes OTP, oh absolutely. Also Emir and Krista, because come on, who doesn't ship them? That's good. This is good. Anyway, I don't want to start a shipping war, so we'll leave it at that for the evening. But yeah, there we go. Well, thank you guys all so much for joining me. Levi is the best boy, let's be real. I feel like it's all just a shipping war to see who gets Levi. I'm gonna continue this tomorrow during the day. I'm working on 2 of these, so I'm gonna end up probably putting the other one together off of the stream. But yeah, this is it. This has been great. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will hopefully see some of you guys tomorrow. And this harness is gonna have to be done before Sunday, because this is when I'm wearing this. And I am going to be wearing this to the Attack on Titan meetup at Anime Expo. So yeah, just that's what's going on. Got more stream coming tomorrow and lots more harness progress. And so yeah, follow Twitter or Instagram for any sort of stream announcements or continued progress photos as I keep updating this. Thank you guys all for joining me, and I will see you next time. So there you go. You guys can continue your shipping conversations in the chat. I don't want to get involved. I'm sorry. All right. Good night, everyone.